urban village is about choosing downtown village as a sample to explore its unique phenomenon in China's urbanization process. Because as a member who live in these places, I want to show the special beauty and help to seek the possibilities of future existence. My research method for the primary include interviews, field visit, and photograph, and for the secondary is about literature, case studies, and crowd tour. In the case study part, I took Yonge Village as an example of urban village reconstruction in Guangzhou, as it is a village where construction started earlier and has been completed. From 2008 to 2012, Yonge Village has gone through a complete process of demolition, transformation, and restitution. Among them, Yonge Village is gradually transformed from a mixture village into a super commodity with residential building, commercial street, office building, school, ancestral temple, and art gallery. After renovation, residents still retain a large number of original living habit and lifestyle, such as night market, wedding celebration, and so on. Then I initiate one sentence research question. That is, please describe the urban village in one sentence. Many anonymous people gave their answers. One of the most interesting things was that when I typed the whole response into Grammarly to confirm that I have not mistranslated some of the Chinese responses, Grammarly gave three keywords for feedback: worried, confident, and disapproving. When the responses were entered into a website for word frequency statistic, high-frequency words such as poor, friendly, escape, cheap were used.
Datang village is located in the heart of Guangzhou, only 2 railway stations away from the new CBD, Zhujiang New Town, with the straight line distance of 5 kilometers. From the Datang metro station, there is a direct access to the village on the left. This is a village of the history of several hundred years, with the Datang River flowing from north to south through the village as its boundary. Before I went to downtown village, I did a cloud tour, using the VR panoramic function of Baidu to get an overall impression of the village's appearance and to familiarize myself with the distribution structure of building in advance. In the actual research and the cloud tour, combined with my previous experience of living in urban village, I extracted many of the typical visual features and symbols of urban villages from the graphic point of view. Contains yellow glasses, darkness, plastic bar, the one-line sky, and so on. These visual symbols are microcosm of countless urban villages in Guangzhou, representing the living condition and visual images of the local people. The cloud tour provided me with a general idea of Datang village, but it certainly did not go far enough in exploring the detail, so I went to the place. I photographed and video recorded my own visit to Datang village. From the dialect heard along the road and the taste of the restaurant inside, Datang village is home to a large number of inhabitants from Hubei province and, to a lesser extent, nearby cities such as Anhui, Hunan, and Guangxi. I choose Datang village as a typical example of existing urban village in Guangzhou because Datang is the closest to Zhujiang New Town among the many urban villages that have not been redeveloped, as well as the fact that I'm from Hubei. It's much easier to communicate with its residents. Every urban village has a set of living security facilities, which, although not complete or advanced, can at least provide for a basic need of clothing, food, housing, and recreation without leaving the village. In terms of clothing, the villagers of Datang are engaged in the manufacturing of garments, with various types of clothing processing shops along the street, ranging from sampling and printing to the production of part of component, and ready-made clothes for sale in the village's main street. In the area of food, small family restaurants and itinerant stalls are most common, with price between 10 to 50% cheaper than in urban areas in Guangzhou. Pedal cars and tricycles are predominantly used by the mobile vendors, with some using electric vehicles. It is interesting to note that the most feared city manager of all Chinese itinerant hawkers live in harmony with the stall owners here. In terms of recreation and security, the village has police station, grocery store, barber shops, mobile phone repair shops, lottery shop, and rocking chair for children's activity. There is even a private small-sized clinic, which meet the basic medical needs. As far as schooling is concerned, there is no primary school or booth to be found in the village and there is only one kindergarten here. In terms of housing, the village committee of Datong is located on the bank of Datong River. As the main organization body for the village, it is the center of entire Datong. Surrounded by chatting villagers, there are also relatively formal recruitment kiosks in the area with ads on vivid A4 sheet of paper. The overall layout of the building in village is very irrational. There are handshaking buildings crisscrossing the village, and even a building within a building, as well as self-built staircases that shuttle between buildings. There are not only properties for rent, but also small hotels that has been converted into partitions within houses. The majority of dwellings in the village are dual use of residential and commercial, usually with shops on the ground floor and housing upstairs, or shop outside and housing inside. In my field research, I focus on three main areas. The first is the change in the sky. We often refer to the sky in urban villages as a narrow strip, but during the field research, it was more often than a luxury to call it one sky. The alleyways sandwiched between a large number of houses can barely support a normal adult like me to pass sideways. Guangzhou is a seasonally rainy and humid city in the south of China, and during the rainy season, a large amount of moisture in the village is difficult to evaporate. Even now, in winter, there is often a sharp smell coming from these alleys. In addition to the one sky, the sky is also filled with a mass of weird and all kinds of laundry. In the urban village, where residents find it difficult to keep everything safe under such living conditions, all the clothes drying on the high voltage weird is a gamble of fate. The clothes are not only on the weirs, but also in front of shops, in the middle of alleys, and places beyond imagination, in variety ranging from coat to trousers and underwears. In these cramped spaces, decency is insignificant at all, and the key to survival is to live freely. Moreover, I noticed the door of residence. The village is a very unruly place, and the security advertisement everywhere reveal that it's not just litter, thieves, and possibly guns. As a result, residents facing the street tend to opt for heavy roller shutters, while others opt for iron doors. The buildings assigned as multi-story flats are not so lucky, as most of them have no doors in order to easy access, leaving only a dark staircase that leads to who knows where. In general, the village is a distribution center of collage. The wall and floors here are full of traces, odds on the wall, unknown liquid on the floor, wandering wares, layer of concealing paints, and the ages vacated ant forest are all symbols that together form a caustic and complex urban village. For recommendations, in my future research, I will focus more on the visual symbols and survival wisdom of urban villages. Thanks for listening.